We want to welcome everyone, but especially our entering class. If you're new to Weitzman School of Architecture, this is the first of our fall series. And here you have the poster of our fall series. You can see that this is the first one, and then we have a few more exciting programs to come. So we want to encourage everyone to come to every lecture. And we are also pleased that today's lecture is being co-hosted with the Center for East Asian Studies, Japan Global Issue Series. And we also hope that that collaboration will last beyond just today, that we will have more collaborations to come in the next few years. And today we have the privilege of welcoming the architecture duo Takaharu and Yui Tezuka. Founded in 1994 by the husband and wife team, Tezuka Architecture presents a unique synthesis of international experience and regional sensibility. Takaharu, born in Tokyo in 1964, was educated at Mashima Institute and right here at Penn Architecture, class of 1990, before spending 4 formative years at Richard Rogers Partnership in London. Reflecting on his Penn experience, Tezuka described it as an intellectual brainwash. Those are his exact words. And that liberated him from his Japanese training, emerging as a different designer, and obviously a better designer. Yui, born in Kanagawa in 1969, studied at Musashi Institute and the Bartlett School of University College London. Together, they have reimagined what architecture can accomplish when it prioritizes human well-being over aesthetic spectacle. Their philosophy is profound. Buildings hold the power to change lives and transform societies, especially in educational spaces. In recent years, the term human-centered design has become a very popular notion in architectural practice. But what does it really mean? When we design for people, most approaches fall into predictable categories. Some embrace phenomenological methodology, focusing on sensory experience and atmosphere. Others employ participatory design, directly involving users in community workshops. Still others rely on evidence-based design, using behavior research to inform spatial decisions. The Tezukas here, they operate differently. Through direct behavior observation rather than formal consultation or established theory. When designing a kindergarten, they simply brought their own children to the site and watched them run instinctive circles around chairs, recognizing this natural behavior as a conceptual foundation for the project. This philosophy reached its fullest expression in the Fuji Kindergarten in Tokyo, completed in 2007. Research revealed that children there ran 3 miles daily, 8 times more than in conventional kindergarten. Imagine what that compares to the US kindergartens. Over 30 children with autism attend Fuji Kindergarten and rarely display typical symptoms in this sensitively designed environment. The international community responded with recognition and thoughtful analysis. In 2011, the OECD and UNESCO recognized Fuji Kindergarten as the world's most outstanding educational facility. The project garnered over a dozen major awards, including the 2017 Moriyama RAIC International Prize. The Architecture Review called it a significant new educational building that provides a flexible, robust framework to encourage independence and freedom. Takaharu's TED Talk became the 7th most viewed architectural presentation worldwide in 2015. And tonight we will learn about their nostalgic future theory, embracing timeless human values while leveraging contemporary possibilities, and how their work challenges us to reconsider the relationship between the spaces we create and the lives we lead within them. Please join me in giving a welcome to Takaharu and Yui Tezuka.
Nice to be back, UPenn. It's 1990. Just I was presenting student union project that was meant to be behind the graduate tower, and I thought it's going to be built. Of course not. But many students dreamed, and a student designing the new building just behind it. I think if this project was built, it would be much better campus. No, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, so we start our presentation from our boss, red boss, Yui Tezuka, and eventually and move to me. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's get started.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for inviting us to this lecture. Yeah, he studied here, so I came to visit him sometimes, so several times. So it was we have very good memory here. So I'm glad to come back here. And as you can see, we are red and blue. So everything I have is in red. So iPhone is red, and my socks are red.
This is European color, right?
Yeah. And when we decide we are red and blue, we decide everything we share is yellow. So we got a daughter, so she became green, she became yellow. And later we got a son. And he's supposed to be yellow too, but my daughter said, he should be in green. So he became green. Yeah. So we found a very nice artwork at the Pompidou Center. Yeah, we are very easy to recognize us. And the reason why we start talking about my family is that family is very important to understand happiness. Yeah, we design architecture for the happiness of the people. So to understand happiness, we need to know what happiness is. So we like to talk about family first. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should tell you one thing. There's one thing we are very much proud of our office. We had 8 marriages last 10 years in our office, and because we want to teach happiness in our office. So if you want to find a mate, you should come to my office.
Actually, we came here with my son. Actually, he gave up green when he was a teenager, but he come back to green a little bit. Yeah, so he has green trouser. Yeah, and I'll start talk about the row house. This is very kind of old, getting old house, but through this designing row house, it changed us a lot. So this is the house the owner of the row house used to live in. And when we went to see them, the wife took us upstairs, and she jumped off through the window from over there, and she said, and this is my favorite space, favorite place. Pointer? Yeah. It was, how can I say, we surprised. So and she said, her family loved to have lunch on top of this roof. Yeah, it was hard to breathe. Then she showed us a picture to prove. Their daughters are smiling on this tiny and steep roof. You can see there is no handle, and you can see some ceramic tiles are falling off. We must say this is quite dangerous. Then we come up to the house. They can have lunch on top of the roof. So we made this drawing. We designed a single-story house, and we covered the roof with a wooden deck. And this is the roof. So roof is inclined toward the view of the valley and the mountain. And actually, the roof of the roof is different from the rooftop of the modern building, flat rooftop. And when you sit on the inclined surface, you feel comfortable, and you can share the view with the person next to. And you can see many piazza, many square collecting many people are also inclined, like a square in front of the Pompidou Center, and also the Piazza del Campo in Siena. They are also inclined and collecting many people. And so this roof is inclined. And to access to the roof, we started putting skylights because they used to climb up because they used to get out from the window. When you do, you are not allowed to do, you feel good. So instead of putting staircase and doors, we started putting skylight. And the younger sister said, okay, this is my skylight. And the elder sister said, okay, this is my skylight in the study room. And the father said, the skylight in the bedroom is mine. And my wife says the skylight in the kitchen is mine. So everyone has their own skylight, and they can lean ladder underneath, and then they can climb up the roof when they want. And the wife said, I like to have some kind of privacy on the roof. It's quite rare to have privacy on the roof. So we designed a wall. And she said, my mother lives toward this direction. So I like to make sure if she is alive or not in the morning. So we have to cut the corner of the wall. And they said it's quite cold in winter, so we designed a stove. And they said it's very hot in summer, so we designed a shower behind the wall. So many things going on the roof. And you can see this house is located right on the edge of the residential area. So from the roof, you can see the view of the valley and the mountain. And the father said, I like to do barbecue on the roof. Yeah, but he was serious. But we said, it might be dangerous. You may burn your house. So he said, okay, I'll do barbecue in the garden. So please make sure the roof is low enough to pass the barbecue to the roof. So we try to make this roof as low as possible. So the lowest ceiling height is 1.9 meter. It wouldn't be enough for Americans, but it's good for Japanese. And we try to make this roof as thin as possible because we try to make the life on the roof and the life under the roof as close as possible. The total thickness of the roof is 150 millimeter. It's quite thin. And this is a plan. Plan is quite simple. All rooms are divided by the sliding doors, and each room has skylights. And this is a plan of the roof. Actually, the roof is much bigger than the house itself. And this is showing the structure. We try to make this roof as thin as possible. So we made a wooden grid, and we applied plywood on both sides. And we tried to make a kind of non-directional slab with wood. And this is showing the structure on the construction. And this is showing how it is built. You can see many things going on the roof. And you will see, you can see there is no handrails around the roof. Actually, the owner, the client himself, he is a license of our Japanese architect too, and he has a right to judge the planning application himself. But we need some kind of handrail for the planning application. But he says, have you ever seen any handrail on the roof of the neighbor's house? This house doesn't have a handrail. This house doesn't have a handrail. So he said, roofs shouldn't have handrail. So that's what he said. Yeah. And this is how they have lunch, usually on top of the roof. And the roof is inclined, so the legs of the table is shorter this side and longer at the lower side. So children sit this side and adults sit that side. And this is a kitchen. We didn't have money, so this is the cheapest house, so we couldn't put the gas stove. Yeah. And this is the shower. We thought, how they going to use this shower in summer? But one day, the client called us, and she said, it's very nice to take hot shower in typhoon. And so we asked her, are you all right? And she said, yeah, I'm okay because I was wearing t-shirts. Yeah, she was so serious to using these showers. And this is the bathroom. Bathroom also have skylight to look upstairs from bathtub, and also they can go up to the roof after they take hot bath to cool down. And yeah, this is the ladder. And this is the kitchen. Kitchen also have skylight to pass the food to the roof. And this is the living room. Yeah, actually, you can see there's nothing here. We can open sliding doors from one end to another. So there's nothing. And actually, this is quite cheap house. They spent quite a lot of money on the roof, so they couldn't even buy a sofa. So they are calling this mat as their sofa. But it's nice to see the view from the lower point because the roof is very low. Yeah, this is another side. All the rooms can be open in daytime, and they can close when they sleep. And the children are climbing up the ladder, and all the windows can be opened by hand. And they are looking down, and when people are on the roof, you can see many children are popping out and popping down through the skylight. It's like a field rabbit for popping out and popping down. And when you see the red and blue people sitting on the edge of the roof, you can see red and blue socks. You can see how can I say, the thin roof is quite important. Yeah. And this is a view after dark. And the daytime. And after this house was built, we found actually, I forgot to tell you that story. When this house was built, they started using the roof. And one day she said, okay, let's have lunch on the top of the roof. And at that time, it was under construction yet. Construction was finished yet. And she called to the Pizza Hut. And soon after, 10 minutes later, Pizza Hut guy came to this house, and he said, 待って、どうやって戻すんだ、これ。And he said, where should I deliver the pizza? And we said, okay, please come up to the ladder. So we leaned the ladder here. The pizza guy came up the ladder with pizza. And he said, where do you sleep in this house? So she didn't notice we have a house under the roof as well. Yeah. Anyway, so they enjoy the life on the roof very much. So many people come to this house, and so we found always many children in this house. And she said, why come there are so many people always? And she said, in her school, this house became very famous, and who never come to this house is going to be outcast from the group. So she has to invite all the friends. And after that, after we built the new house, we got a call from the principal of the Fuji kindergarten. And we visited this kindergarten. And the nice thing about, this is the old building of Fuji kindergarten. And the nice thing about this kindergarten is that the corridor is external. So the principal was walking along this corridor all day long, back and forth. And when he pops his head into the classroom, we could hear the voices of children. It was a very nice feeling. So we like to keep that kind of feeling. And also, and the principal said he liked a row house very much. So he said that he wants us to design the kind of row house for 600 children. And so, yeah, so we came up to the idea. So we have children, and then we know that children like to make circle always. So, yeah, this is our children when they are small. So we came up to this idea. So we make a donut-shaped kindergarten with kind of with a wooden deck on top. So children can keep running on the roof all day, and also the principal can walking along the corridor all day. And it's difficult to avoid the trees because there are 3 big trees in this kindergarten. So yeah, so the trees is in the middle of the kindergarten. And so we try to keep this tree. We try to. It's easy to keep the tree on the ground, but if we cut the root, it would die. So we did some kind of archaeological excavation to make sure we don't cut any root. And so we designed a special base which don't cut the root of the tree. And this is how it is built. Actually, the principal of Fuji Kindergarten likes roof house very much. And he said, I don't want any handrail along the roof. He was so serious. And he said, how about sticking out net around the edge of the roof to catch the children who had fallen off? So we made a drawing of the net, and we took it to the planning application authority, but they said, no. Are you serious? So we have to design a handrail along the roof, but we use his design. We use his idea along the tree. So we put net along the tree, and we put this rope for the planning application authority. Yeah, but the rope is nothing to do with kids. So kids love to falling off along the net to the tree, and there's more and more and more. Children love tree, so you can see he's eating tree. Yeah. And we have to put the handrail, but we designed a special handrail where children can sit around the roof. So the gap between the bar is 11 centimeter. So children cannot put their heads out, but they can put their legs out. So the children can sit around the edge of the roof. So 500 children can sit around the roof. Yeah, there are monkeys behind the bar. It's zoo and feeding time. And we try to make this roof as low as possible. It's 2.1 meter. It's it's a minimum regulation according to the regulation of the Japanese architecture standard. So it's 2.1 meters. So we can see the children on the roof and the children on the roof at the same time. And when this kindergarten was finished, we were surrounded by 500 children. It was so touching. I like the moment when the people start using the building. Yeah, we feel how can I say, the building, this architecture start to breathe. It's like, it's start to live. It's like a kind of special moment. And after that, as she explained, we got a call from OECD that very special thing happened. Your kindergarten was selected the best school in this last 50 years.
Maybe I can tell you too.
Yeah.
You know, we had a problem because we didn't follow the rule of Japan. When we designed the school, and then suddenly everything get changed in 2011. I think you know that Japanese government doesn't listen to Japanese, doesn't listen to Chinese, doesn't listen to Korean, but they listen to European American. And so when we got this prize, suddenly said, "Oh, it's wonderful." And this diplomat came along with us in Paris, and they made a party. And then when we came back, suddenly we got the Mr. Prize without reason. And then eventually, my partner was appointed to be the one to set up the new standard for the kindergarten. After that, became everything easier. So if we want to do something extraordinary, we ask my partner, could you do this? And they said, yes, that's it. So now I understand the reason why people want to be politician. Everything is very simple.
And this is the gargoyle to collect the water and leaves. Actually, one professor from Germany come to this kindergarten and said that when it rains, children would get wet. What would you do? And the principal of Fuji Kindergarten said, in Japan, when children get wet, they change their clothes. Yeah, and you don't need to worry about it because children are waterproof. Yeah, this is teacher is teaching when it rains, the water come together and it makes the stream and it makes the river or something like that. And this is the rec washing place. Yeah, actually he's not washing his legs, he's putting water in his boot. And all the windows can be open, even the shape is oval. It moves on the curved rail like train. And this is the classroom. You can see there is no wall between classroom. So children who doesn't like his classroom can go to next classroom. And we asked principal, is it okay? He can go to wherever he wants. And he said, yeah, you don't need to worry about it. He will come back eventually because it's round. And also, children can hear the noise from the next classroom too. But principal said the noise is quite important for the children. Yeah, because we, human beings, evolved in jungle, so we are accustomed to the noise. So noise is quite important. And this is when it rains, the children get wet, but
They're waterproof.
waterproof. でも次からな。
Maybe I should tell you. It's a bit complicated, so I tell. This is not Japan. This is the Bali Island. Okay, I think stop now. You can hear the background noise. And when we record it there, we are not listening to that background noise. And back in Tokyo, we played this ritual. We realized there's so much background noise. And so I thought some kind of glitch of my recording device. But the scientists explained the noise was always there. But your brain canceled it. And when you are jungle, because you are in default, you can cancel the background noise. And you can say same thing about your body. When you are in novel environment, you don't listen to your voice. You don't listen to your body noise, heartbeat. You don't listen to. But once you dive under the water, you get disconnected from the rest of the world. You just start listening to the body noise. And now we suspect that's what's happening to many children. And when you put children into very, very quiet environment, they start listening to their body noise. They get nervous. And so, if you want to go to, if you want to go to make some kind of serious conversation, you don't book a meeting room, okay? You go to bar or restaurant to talk to friends, okay? Because the noise doesn't matter. And also, if you are children, you know that, when you take your children into restaurant, they sleep in noisy restaurant. They don't eat. And when you put them into very quiet kids' room, they start sleeping, okay? Not sleeping, they start, screaming because it's quiet, I can say same thing about student. When they come to my class and they start sleeping because I'm talking, making noise. But my point is that, it's very important to have a background noise. People think, silence is very important, but that silence doesn't mean no sound. We are supposed to be in noise. And also we can say same thing about the bacteria and other things. Today I have only 1 hour, so I can go into the detail. But the point is we are supposed to be in the more chaos or some a part of the environment. So now there's some paper I wrote for, so you can download from internet. This is a paper I wrote for United Nations. We are asked to write, and also there's a paper saying, uh, when you put newborn baby into quiet environment, especially chamber, many of them start having mental disorder. So it's very important to put them into body noise. Especially this part is the mother's arm, the heartbeat. So when you design your school building, other things, just like say, self-sufficient space is not perfection. You don't just make quiet space. Making connection to the outside is a good answer. Okay, I think it's yours. By the way, and this is a book. I can give you if you make a good question after this. Okay.
Yeah, and we designed the special furniture, and so we did a workshop with children to, how can I say, make the classroom. And they're supposed to help us, but they didn't at all. Yeah. Yeah. And then finally, the teacher made this configuration, and they change this configuration every month. Yeah. So it works at exhibition. And this is the hand washing place. Because there is no wall, we designed this well for the children to wash their hands. But there are two water tap, but the four children can surround the water tap, so they have to communicate. So when they wash their hands. So these days, children doesn't like to play on the iPhone or playing game. So they don't talk. They don't need to talk each other. So we force them to talk. So this works when they have at the time of Christmas, and the trees are in the middle of the classroom, and the children can fish their friends through the net. Yeah, it's monkeys. Yeah, quite cute. And they can look down, and yeah, cute monkeys. And this is the switch for the light bulb. Yeah, so there's no wall, so we put this string from the ceiling as a switch. So, yeah.
These days you are trying to use latest technology to minimize energy, but this is different. This is old style incandescent light, and then when you want to switch on, you have to go to the light, just like a lighting lamp. And so instead of using latest technology, they are trying to teach the consciousness about energy. So they turn on only where they want to use the lights. And
This is the naked light bulb, and this is how it is built. And this is after this kindergarten was built, one student in the university make a research. This is the movement of a boy from 9:10 to 9:30 in 20 minutes. So the boy makes 3 rounds. The one round is about 200 meters, so he makes 600 meters in 20 minutes. Actually, he makes a 6 kilometer in the morning. So it's quite a huge, it's a very long distance as for the kindergartner.
You think the 6,000 is not usual, but actually it's surprising to come. The average of the movement is about 4,000 meters before lunchtime. So you can see that the architecture makes so much difference.
Yeah, so this is a usual scene in the Fuji kindergarten.
In China, there are some copies of this project, but I went there. But in China, they are running same direction with the music. When the music stops, they stop. They are not happy, yeah. But here, they are moving in all different directions. They're like a sheep on the mountain, and one of the Chinese teachers said, "What happens if they bump each other?" And the principal said, oh, no, we have been running this kindergarten more than 20 years. Nobody has died yet.
And after that, we were asked to design an English classroom for children. And so there is no space left, so we designed a small building around the tree. But this is a 5-meter tall building. We try to put 7 floors in 5 meters. So we designed this building, everything in kids scale. Yeah, everything in smaller scale. And so the size of the column is 3 centimeter by 3 centimeter. And when we design this kind of building, it is difficult to, how can I say, estimate where would be the dangerous point for children. So we bring our children here before the construction is finished, and we let them play.
It's a test, you know?
Yeah.
You know, he hit his head, but it's okay, it's my son.
So we cover we put lava a little bit after he hit his, and he trying to see if he can jump off. We didn't put handrail up to the height 1.1 meter. Because in this kindergarten, the principal said to the parents on the first day of the kindergarten, in this kindergarten, children might break their arm or legs. Yeah, but yeah, it's natural, but they would survive. But he said he would be careful they don't break their backbone. Yeah, that's some kind of dangerous. It's quite important for the children for their growth. And the kids get into this building, yeah, and they start to play, and you can see traffic jam in Tokyo. Yeah. And they try to see if he can jump off, and he is trying to help his friend to climb up. Yeah, that's kind of, how can I say, this kind of things is quite important for the children. And she's climbing up, and she is helping his friend, but actually she's trying to drag him down. And in this building, everything works. Architecture works as a furniture too, because principal doesn't want to put any furniture in this building because this is a small building. So the floor works as a table and benches too. Yeah. And this is my daughter. She looks happy when she can touch the ceiling. Yeah. And this is the view after dark. Yeah.
So after this, we move a little more quickly. We don't have much time. And this is called Uzomnet, and published quite a lot. And we asked to design the pavilion. And it also, there's one condition. We had to represent Japanese architecture and the Japanese culture. So we refer to this project, but not the formal way, traditional way, generally. It's not so Fujimoto, no? It's a long time ago. It's about, 17 years ago, quite a long time ago. We designed this, and we just tried to find a good geometry and how we can make it, structural. And making 4 layers, we can make structure to be rigid and a pure timber structure. So, it was a very complex trial. We tried many ways. Eventually, we came up with this, and it's about 600 pieces of timbers piling up to make this net. It's like do you know the game called Kauto in a Star Trek movie in the Balkan, or maybe it's like a Jenga, it's a very clever game, and with this, it's piling up naturally, and then we're using joinery and piling up like this. So this is very, very popular. We got about 500,000 people coming each year. And then you get this, okay? And believe me, if you put your kids inside, they don't get out. And until they get very hungry and they back in. And one of the most important thing is you don't need to tell the rule. No rule is our project. Sometimes you try to do many things for the children as a business, but as you do more, people don't need to think. But here, you don't need to tell anything. They say just jump in, they get in. And I love this picture. This is architecture now, how things were supposed to be. And I can tell you, what parents are doing. They're waiting outside, and we didn't need any furniture. They nest in architecture. And the father is always tired. And my wife and my son, he's very good. Not like this. He's now just almost 1.8, 6 feet different. He was like this. Okay, I'm going to show you the many projects quickly because if I start showing all the projects, more than 240. So, and this is another school. We needed to make endless circulation because we don't like a dead end. And it's the like an umbrella. This is the model we made. And in my office, if you don't make 5 ideas in a day, you get fired. So every day you have to make models. Every day. Like a Louis Kahn. Louis Kahn used to make models. This is the school of Louis Kahn. Try to make more. Don't use that 3D printing machine looking like microwave. No. And then like this. And the nice thing about this diagram is that you can put function whichever your direction you want. If you stay on the grid, always you have to be x and z, x and y. That opened up possibility. This is also selected as the best school building in the WAF prize. And from that time, I started using so many of these timber structures. This is interesting, This is a pool. The girl never liked, taking shower, but you can see that, she loves taking shower now. Yeah. But she didn't know. She didn't like. She forgot to take out her garment. But so that is how she had to go back to the house. You can see that the boy. The good thing about this pool is that there's no edge, so safe. Nobody dies. Okay. And also we designed many churches, and always we have our church got eave so that we can get the intermediate space. If you make just a wall, people cannot get in. So this is a church we designed. This also quite a long time ago, and very simple. This is the bird of Noah. How do you call ship of Noah? How do you call it? Noah, story of Noah in the Bible, and. 20,000 pieces of wood. Okay. Do you know this guy? His name is Peter Cook. He's pretending to be, pastor. He's far from pastor. You should get Peter Cook here. He's funny. And also, as I told you, in my office, there are so many marriages. And we made them into a pair, okay? So, and I told them, you can make a wedding, in this church when it's completed. But if you don't complete that in time, there is no wedding. So they worked very hard. And also, I test always music. I used to play piano downstairs. The acoustic is very important. I wish I have more, but I don't have time. And there's another one that's called the Church of Eve. And this church is famous for helping homeless people. And I don't have time so much. But this wall represents the local architecture. And also, nice thing about this, how to say that, baptistry, it's becoming a part of the floor. Because the idea is now, this is a river in Jordan. So you go down into the river. And one day you got the call from pastor. This works quite well. Usually it takes few years to get people to join the church, to get the baptism. And here, just they walk into the floor, they baptize by themselves. It works quite well, like this. Anyway, there's another one. We get many Protestant churches, and they said that they want to go back before the Catholic. So we went back to the history of Egypt. The Moses left Egypt. The light comes in. This is a message from angel. They said, okay, and we went to some very old church. This is church from 5th century. And by the way, she's one of my students. Her name is happened to be Maria. Okay, this is the church we designed, and the ladder of angel, and a deep ceiling, lights comes in, and after this, we started using this rough surface, so you can see the lights, and also it's good for acoustic. And after a certain hour, you can see the blue light. This is natural light. It's not can I say, how can I say, glass, and how do stained glass. It's not stained glass. Maybe when you get the Japan studio, maybe I can take you to this church, no? If you come to Japan. And there's one more interesting project. I'm architect. At the same time, I'm running a kids museum, and I think it was in 2017. They came to me, and we want to start our kids museum. But I said, I hate kids museum. If you go to kids museum, you have to leave your kids in the museum, and the parents has to go somewhere to come back. It becomes another kind of weekend school. I hate study. But we can make a zoo. Said, okay, we can make some kind of dish, so you can put an animal, like this, okay? But we don't need to buy lions or, just rhinos. These are expensive. We don't need elephants. No, Bruce came last semester, right? He take care of the elephant. We don't have elephant in Tokyo. But the kids are free. So let's put your kids instead of animal, so zoo. And the parents are staying outside. And this is what we are running. And the 25-meter diameter, dish, and very soft. And this device create, spontaneous movement. You see that the kids are running, and we don't need to tell them what they should do next. This movement is completely spontaneous. And then when mother sees it, she loves it too. And this is how kimono was designed. But she's happy, and it's a COVID time, so best time. And also we invite our musicians that time, and distance is no problem. But here you can choose the distance. Kids doesn't like classic music because there's seat numbers. But here they can choose. The choice is very important. See that there's a boy coming to the musician. It's a Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra. He come to there. So each one got different posture. Listening seriously, and my wife is sleeping. And in this museum, no rule is only rule. And also, we don't do anything we have seen before. So every 3 months, we create artwork, and also we create this kind of space, and we work together. We don't invite expensive James Turrell or somebody famous from University of Pennsylvania. Just we work with students, Tokyo Art University and Musashi Art University, and my students, you know, I have many students in my studio, so we work together. We are using balloons, and so we did same in the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh, and now just we are making one in Kazakhstan, and also kids love when they are doing something they are not allowed to do, toilet roll, you should do that in the toilet. Say here, it's fun, really fun. This is what our museum do, okay? And so then, this is the disaster happening in every weekend, They love, And also, you can see that, how she is serious. You can see that, yeah. And also invite the best pianist in the world. She won the best jazz. She was selected the best jazz pianist in New York City, but she couldn't get any project, a concert in New York City, so she came back to Japan. So I organized her concert here, and now she became very famous. And you can see that, you know, kids. You can see that the girl with diapers, she's trying to cheer everybody up. This is the power of architecture. Okay. And also, they're like ants coming to cake, like this, This is the power of architecture. You can change the world. Okay, this is downstairs, but anyway, we don't have time to talk about. And this is a project called Witch's Hat. It's a chapel and also a part of a kindergarten. And these days, you are trying to be very, very nice, modernist. But recently, we started making tricks. Instead of making stained glass, we have the prism. So we prism the lights. You get spectrums. And you can see that and how they enjoy. And
The
this
children
is
at
how
this kindergarten
kids
spend 2 days a week surrounded by nature.
let movie to talk.
They take a 15-minute ride on the bus
So being a part
to
of the
this
forest,
quirky building in the forest, shaped like a witch's hat.
very small project, but we love it. More than 50%.
It's a space designed by the
outside.
Tezukas, a refuge from the summer sun or unexpected rain. The interior smells of wood. It feels almost like a ski lodge. And there's plenty of natural light. The skylight was designed to act as a prism.
You don't need to Nintendo game, Sony game. No, you don't need anything.
The couple ran experiments on the best angles for light.
You forget doing these
It's
kind of
like
things.
dappled sunlight through leaves. The children are delighted by the magical rainbows it creates.
Okay, it's not for this project. Okay, and we have this is waste disposal for a long time, and we replanted the forest to make a hospital. Usually, you make a hospital. You know that hospital in Japan, it's a big block, and everything is sterilized, quarantined. But we are doing quite opposite. This is our hospital for the lady having infertility problem. And we worked with scientists, and he's saying, it's very important to put us into bacterial environment, natural bacterial environment, because we have more life than our body cells, microbes. And outside, we are supposed to have microbes. And these were supposed to, fight each other, and that's how the immune system balance it. And when you put into, completely in a clean environment, no bacteria, and then the body start attacking things inside the body. It's called allergic reaction. The things most attacked is embryo. And then in clean environment, lady cannot have baby. That's what's happening in the United States and also Europe and Japan. So we try to recreate a completely natural environment. In this in Okinawa, it's like a villa. It's quite a big complex. This is hospital. And by the way, you can't be there because you have to be lady to carry baby. And only lady can stay there, okay? But then in Japan, natural health, pay for it. It's free, no? So this doesn't look like a hospital. So, you don't need to design hospital like a hospital, no? Always you question, everything, do you need to make a cultivate, quarantine, everything? Always we question on what is architecture, In the school, do we have to have a classroom? We don't need to have a classroom. And by the way, same time, we have very, very high-tech space too. We can talk about maybe later, but and also we work on the suites too. And also just this is interesting, one more interesting project to talk about. Ronald Reagan, and also Gorbachev made a peace treaty, 1980s, okay? And the Prime Minister Nagasone brought them together. And then they made a conference in Japan. That is where Cold War stopped. And there's one interesting guy helping the Prime Minister. And they set up the dinner and those two bathtubs. And they're putting two presidents naked to make sure they become a human. They talk. That is how everything is treated. Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of naked presidents. But they say, then the person who set up the seat wanted the same. And unfortunately, this time didn't work because he wanted to invite Japanese president, Japanese prime minister, and also president of your country, and also president of Russia, and the president of Ukraine to bring together. But, he was trying to make that kind of place, set a nice bathtub. And now it's becoming a very good, auberge. You can eat. It's beside the water. And there's a place very close to there where, two countries made a peace treaty. And it's Japanese style, but not quite only Japanese, we're using slate, but that got represent 100 years history of this, the silk factory right next to. Inside, courtyard, and the point of the architecture is mostly outside. Very exclusive, but still can stay, okay? And the bathtub, you think about the world peace is there, And when you soak yourself, you disappear in the water. And I wish I can show you the details. And everything is designed as extreme precision. And all these walls, small strip of timber, 20 millimeter with 1 millimeter gap, and 0.5 millimeter in the precision. And if you go there, you're surprised, and it's framed water. And this is where, and they serve food. And we also, dialect the food too, and also ceramics, and some dishes are served on, ceramics more than, 2,000 years old. It came there. And also I paint, watercolor. It's a traditional watercolor. I'm a painter too. So I don't have time to explain this, but this is what we do. And also dishes, Very, very simple, okay? But it's a part of architecture. So architecture doesn't stop as a structure. At the snowy time, so nicest time is rainy day and a snowy day. It's about nature. Okay. Okay, so just I don't have time, so just I just take, I have to jump. Maybe I should show you a little. Maybe I should. Okay, do you have 15 minutes? 10, 15 minutes? Okay. These days you forgot the meaning of Eve, so we refer to Roger. Okay, and this is snow environment, and Roger. And if you go to Italy, they are semi-outdoor space, North Italy, and these days we lost Eve in Japan. So that is why we are not kind of inclusive to people on the street. They don't have place to hide. But I think we think it's very important to make space like this so everybody can get together. And so after the Eve, always get kids and also my students, okay, and nice to sleep, okay. It's very important to have this kind of space, And then this is the monk. This place is designed for old people because old people don't get out in a snowy day. But if we make a very nice restaurant inside of the Eve, they will come out and they become healthy. And then when old people comes, monk comes, they said, I can help you. And she said, I'm going to give you free water. And he's saying, who is next to come to my temple? And in Japan, only you can find graveyard in temple. Maybe it's black joke, sorry. Did you get it? Sorry, sometimes the joke doesn't work in some countries. I know. I'll tell you later. Okay, anyway. So, they do bad things, just the architecture provoke this kind of movement because it's outside. And this is our Chamber of Commerce in Tomioka. This kind of misunderstanding about this World Heritage factory. There are some people saying labor camp. It's not true. This is a place. In Asia, this factory first set up the first labor law. In 160 years ago, they had a weekend, and they were only 7.5 hour work hour weekday, and the best doctor, and then and this factory became famous, and then they said they want to make a chamber of commerce and industry. So I said, okay, we can make it. But they said same time, this city is quite famous with latest technology. They can send a space rocket and a probe brings the rock from asteroid belt to Japan. That is what they did. So this city is quite famous, or this town actually, is famous of latest technology and the tradition. So we represented both. So geometry is monocoque, and the latest structure analysis. And actually, I understand structure engineering a lot. And same time, timber. And this side is traditional, Tomioka City. Our side is called Millennium Falcon. They're very high tech. And they go in and they look back, tradition. So we have a double-sided project. Inside, you can see that very, very sensitive net. Believe me, there are so many in architecture called timber architecture with steel structure, but this is a pure timber structure. I don't deny steel structure with timber, but I'm saying we are fascinated by 100% timber in mesh structure, like this. And the sound is very good. Nice thing about the good timber building is that and homogeneous from detail, from handrail to seating, everything that can be created by the timber. A kind of craftsmanship. When you look up, you can see that everything is one. So just a few more. In India, we are trying to make reforestation, the school. They are trying to make a best school in the world. And big money coming in. And we are trying to create kind of 100% indigenous plants. And they chopped off the trees about 2,000 years ago. Never came back. And so we are trying to bring it back, and we do analysis on the hydraulic underground. And we are trying to make architecture being a part of nature. And also, this is a landscape. We do landscape design. How we can make architecture to be a part of nature. And also, you can see that, how, about education. These days, you think you make just on classrooms, and the sharing is very important. We worked out this diagram with a pedagogical specialist, and also I am a specialist too. And then we make classroom like this, we share, and then we make a cluster, the share diagram, knows our dead end, and we make a school like this. The construction is going to start this year. And now school is not so big, at about 2,000 students to start with, but eventually it's going to be about, they said, 100,000 students, in 10 years. It's going to be bigger than UPenn in 10 years. In India, they have more than 1 billion people, so big population. Anyways, I think we're going to jump now. And there's one more project. It's Dubai. And Dubai created the park on the middle of the city. And in the 1960s, they created a project like this. It's on the architecture review. But this building was completely abandoned, and it became desert. Then His Highness, the King of Dubai, said that we want to make the latest institution, and also he wanted to recreate Oasis. And also this is a diagram we worked with. Okay, we can keep the outer shell, but I don't want, we can make a class school without wall, so they can share everything, okay? This is a diagram. It doesn't look like a classroom, okay? And also how we can make this to be a part of the environment, because we're gonna recreate Oasis. This is a classroom sketch, okay? How we can make it up. And also, we are making a circulation outside, inside, and how air flows. And then this landscape. And then we are putting green bark in the desert, okay? And it's very hard to bring the light in because the temperature is 60 degrees, very, very hot. No? Okay? And we have villas on top. Okay? And actually, this is a real picture, how we built it. And again, actually, this is a new pavilion. I know it looks, just a simple school, but actually it's almost size equivalent to Osaka Expo. So we are making just a big complex. You can see the millets, blue lighting. Just we built it. And you can see that a few pavilions. And we don't have time to go in because it's a big complex. It's going to be about 20,000 square meters sooner or later. So we have finished the first phase. And because of the deep space, we have to bring the light in with Miller. Sorry. So now it's how it's, and also this is a diagram of our cosmos Islamic country used to use. Actually, this original drawing was created about 600 years ago, and actually, but the idea is going back more than a few thousand years in the Peruvian time, and this is seating plan. You don't draw floor plan. We don't draw floor plan. We started from seating plan because it's about sky, how we can make nature in the seating. And then we draw plan. It's opposite, okay? And it's with lights, with Miller. And this is the classrooms, okay? And this is how it's used, in the smaller kids. And Miller. And on the middle, we brought a museum. Okay, still keep going. In a few years, we're gonna complete it. And then actually, the project is there already, the first phase. Now, and next phase is going to start the end of this year. And this is my museum, and you saw that, no? And this is how it's completed. Okay. And then the last project I will present. This is the deep in India. Actually, it's a part of Tibet. So China thinks we should control this part. That's a part of Tibet. So it's very difficult zone. And there's a school, and there's a monk raised, actually abandoned in that region. And he happened to be very, very clever. And then I know he was raised by Dalai Lama, and he went to Boston, and he started teaching at Harvard too. And then he went back to there to start orphanage. And as he called us, and I saw your TED Talk. Your TED Talk is number 6 in the world. We exceeded Barack Obama. Anyway. But anyway, so we want your help. And I need to make a school building because the old building is tilting down. So I said, okay, I can help you. What is the budget? They said it's 0. So we started raising money. Now, just with a few years, we have $5 million. We are doing quite well. And then it's very deep. This point is 4,300 meters from sea level. And this is a monk. And I can't go into details so much, but the idea of the school is amazing. It's about Shunyata Zero. You share idea. He used to represent our Tibetan monks, but now he's trying to be not a chair. And this is the most important drawing. This school became the best of that region. And that school is 500 kilometers away. And the method is amazing. They share everything with a different age group. 1, 2, 3, then 5, 7, 11, 13. Interesting, right? And this is how they share. And this is how they became the best school in that place. And the idea is not about knowledge. They don't force children to study, but they became the best. And they try to teach wisdom, how we can share the ideas, love and compassion. This is how they put seed. First stage is seed, and then second stage is digestion. And third stage, digestion. Works like this. And we tested, actually this is in India, we tested back in Tokyo City University. We have a big studio. We tested with many students how we can share the space. So we didn't start from square. Okay, and we tested in India again, and we figured out the best school shape, classroom shape. What's the best shape? And this is the shape we came up with. And it's carved because we are using stone structure. Structure, it works. And this is a whole building, okay? And this is a problem of the region because everybody is using concrete. Then all money goes away to the city 500 kilometers away. But there's old buildings standing in the earthquake. That school is in the fault line. And so how come old building is stronger? And why do we need to pay for the concrete, steels? Said, okay, we studied old buildings, stones, and the stone is free. And when they use concrete, all money goes away, and money doesn't stay in the village. So we said, okay, we can use old structure and section, there's a stone on the both sides, the concrete inside, but the concrete is not the normal concrete, local concrete. They have been using more than 1,000 years. And we made a TV program about this. And I don't have time, but we completed the idea like this. And sorry, anyway, sorry, it crashed. What happened? Sorry. Just hold on. Okay, should I go back? Just a moment, please. I go back. Anyway, uh, you know, so I know that you have to go to dinner. So, finish. This is a church. We won the, another WF prize. We asked to design the church for named after Joe Nijima, who brought the Protestant to Japan. So it's very important church. And they said, this the guy made 3 universities: Dosha University, International Christian University, and Joe Nijima College. And we refer to the Bible, Eden, the forest where Adam and Eve was exiled. So I drew a drawing that is 52-meter wide. It's not computer aided. This is not AI, 52-meter wide. And then we punched a hole with a machine. Sorry, thank you. We finish it soon, okay? And then light comes in. And so when you get in, you are overwhelmed light, okay? And a good thing about this church is wherever you go, light follows. So it's not just a divine message going through priest. There's a one-by-one relationship, God and human. And then, we are referring to the story, in this school, you are protected in this university. And after you graduate, you are not protected, you are exiled because you got the knowledge, okay? And this is a church where you started, but always you can come back. Different from Eden, it's light, it's real light. You can see that the light get dispersed. And you can see that, light is not square, it's, very, soft. Like this, you can see how the light is made. Light changes. And if you come to Tokyo, maybe it's about 1 hour away from Tokyo, and maybe I can organize a visit. And always light moves, But this is not, always people say that this is AI. It's not. It's really, it's real. And if you're going, you feel you are disappearing in the lights. Anyway, thank you very much. I think it's too much. We do reforestation, all this, in Portugal, this. I think we have done too much. I think it's, okay. Now, we end the lecture. I think we have to go to dinner. And, our architecture is not about shape. Always you try to make interesting shape. But you should know that the architecture is far more than this one. The Natural Science Museum designed to keep in the snow and can keep running. You want to show? The light is essential snow. This was the one about this medal, and also this is the one, and we used our old tree to make, to represent the tsunami. The design for 400 years. Architecture is a very powerful tool. In the school in India, and the World China Project like this, we are trying to make a peace conference between China and India. And the Chinese government is trying to help, Indian government is trying to help. It's very strange. They are fighting each other, but about the school, they want to help each other. And also peace treaty in the building, in the back of the water, and also and there's a big diversity. There are many people coming
Tezuka, you should know that you have chosen wonderful, profession. If you are politician, always you have to go through the election. You don't have election, just keep doing right thing. And you can change the world, believe me. And it's wonderful profession. Thank you very much.
Question. If you make a good question, you get the book. Don't make a stupid question, a good question, okay? Don't ask me why it's red. Red or blue, okay? Okay? Okay, you can.
I really like your projects, especially the consideration of noise in architecture really inspires me a lot and makes me think about not only the noise we hear, but also the noise we see, which I guess would be the visual noise and the visual noise, because in your project, I'm sure there is visual noise because you offered freedom in your buildings, and therefore the kids could run around and people could run around and create the visual noise. So that kind of noise is created by humans itself, not by the architecture. The architecture you made were like simple in geometry, and there's consistency in materials and colors, which like takes a step back and work as a background for the humans to.
Wrong. Are you leaving? If you leave, I shoot you, no? You're supposed to join the dinner. Don't go away. Just wait. Yeah? Okay?
No, okay. Yeah, because I see in your project there's consistency in material and simplicity, clarity in shapes. You allow the humans to be the main characters, not the buildings, which I think the Chinese kindergarten didn't achieve what you have done, if we're thinking about the same one. So yeah, I am curious on your points on visual noise, because you talked about a lot about what we hear, the noise we hear. So
Visual noise. Huh? We see also other things, okay? You know, so I think it's coming back to the meaning of the noise. What is noise? Okay? There are different kind of noise. One is disturbing noise, okay? And the noise has a bad message, like a construction, okay? Or some kind of screaming, accusing somebody. But when the voice, lots of voice become one, it's comfortable noise. It's called background noise. And the environment is got the background noise. If you go into a forest, okay, there are so many sounds, so much sound. And if you want to keep distance, you can distance. So means, nothing is obvious, So when you are being a big part of the existence, noise doesn't disturb you, okay? But when you are in closed room with a specific noise, always you have to listen to. Do you understand? Years of human beings are amazing. Even you can talk each other 5 kilometers away in desert. But here, we can talk peacefully because there's so much noise. That is the meaning of noise. And you can say same thing is a visuality. If you have a very precise color, and then you sometimes you are overwhelmed. But you have so many things like an impressionist that becomes noise. Do you understand? And same thing. So it's to understand the noise, it's very important to understand inclusiveness. How you can extend your existence to the world. How we can extend to the existence in nature. Did I answer your question? Is it okay? Okay. Get the book. Okay. Okay, who is going? Maybe I think you should choose. Maybe so my boss choose. Okay, my boss choose. And he has been making raise. He is raising a hand. No, I think he should. Good evening. Okay.
I'm Dr. Maurice Henderson. I'm the president of the National Men of Color Association. And then I just retired from the Center for Public Health Injury Science. I'm up here with the students. They called you incredible. You're amazing. What could we do to further your work? I'm stunned. In every place I go in the world, I will talk about you. So let us know how it is that we can further this thing that you do that is so honorable for culture. Let us know what you want us to do. Give us some directions, some guidance. I appreciate you.
So it means how we can extend this kind of ideas, okay? And I think depend on the profession, okay? You know, we do our own way. You know, we make architecture for sharing instead of making some kind of boxes. And the problem of these days, people thinks to become rich, you have to take things from somebody. It's called exploitation. Now, just recently, we were really learned, you know, when you give something, you get more. That's a basic. That is a good architecture. You know, the same thing about food. You know, you can go for a very expensive restaurant. You know, you can pay lots of money. You know, but if you are eating alone, it's not fun. But if you go to, you know, the canteen, for the Philadelphia hoagie, whatever the greasy things, worst food in the world. But if you are eating with your friends, tastes very good, you know, because you are sharing. And if you keep telling that message to everybody, you know, and then the world will change. These days, there are people trying to be rich, no? You know, something, you know, maybe you can go for the best apple, maybe you know, $50. But if you have a $1 trillion, you can't eat 1 trillion apple. It's impossible to do that. Okay, that's what the people are doing. But if the guy is sharing that pool to everybody become happy, and then the guy become happy. So the change can start from this room. Okay, instead of taking from somebody, you learn how to share. And when you design architecture, you think how you can share your space with others. And then change start your profession. If you were architect, you do that. If you were a cook, you start thinking about our cooking, you know, menu, where you can share. If you are doing literature, you start writing like that. And I hope that is going to change the world. Is it okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay? Okay, one more. 後ろの2人、それ Okay, the guy said, he said, so she's saying it, it's you. Okay? Still,
Yeah, thank you for the inspiring and joyful lecture with wisdom. And my question is, I come from China, and you are both rooted in Japan and then get education here, departure here to Italy, like very international education and backgrounds. I wonder how those international like culture and then very distant culture from Italy to here to Japan and then influence your design thinking. Do you like still thinking about like Richard Rogers while you design projects in Japan and India?
I think your question is clear. How we can overcome the difference of the race and the countries, right? No, I think, in my office, we have people from many different nationalities, many races. But what I believe is that there is no race. There's only one race called human being. And some people say, Japanese is a pure culture. It's not true. And there's so many Chinese and Koreans saying Japanese architectures are a copy of Chinese and Korean. I said, no, it's not a copy. 1,500 years ago, you guys came to Japan. You built temple, you brought Buddhism, but you never left. No? So you are me. So it's not a copy, original. I kept it for you. Actually, that's true. There's nothing called pure American, pure Chinese. Chinese is a influence of a collection of many things. So I don't see any difference between human being. Okay, so I don't need to overcome. I take my friends, Chinese friends, maybe the African friends, and everybody to onsen. And then they're happy, when we take them to skiing, and they're so happy, When you see smile, you understand you don't need to overcome. Bring them to good food, make a best Chinese food, that will bring our happiness, and then you don't need to overcome anything, Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for just a very profound and deep conversation about architecture, but also about life and how we can share your thoughts from this point forward. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.